What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Uncle Mike is not feeling well at all, man. After this Charlie Kirk shooting situation is very suspicious. I couldn't sleep, so I actually started looking at stuff on my phone, and the more I look at it, the more they're saying. First of all, a lot of people are saying some crazy stuff. They said they had somebody in custody right away, right? Come find out this person was that you see on the screen here was actually he was disrupting the police while the police were trying to do their job. So even the police shouted out and said that this is not him, or he said something like that. I'm paraphrasing y'all because I watch so much stuff I can't even, Uncle Mike can't remember word for word.
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Was that you?
We don't know if it's him or not. We don't know if it's him or not.
This guy right here definitely doesn't look 25-year old. They have said that the person who did the shooting is 25 years old. How do they know that? That's a red flag right there. Who said that the person 25? Because still they don't have nobody yet. Let's continue. And then spoiler alert, they still don't have nobody to pin this thing on, so to speak. So first you have this person who is definitely not 25 years old. So, and then on top of that, there's a video out saying that Trump has something to do with this. If they don't have the person who shot, and this person has been on the roof, this is going to be a long video, man, because Uncle Mike is looking at this like, I need some help. I need to get some of this stuff explained to me, because 2 hours ago, before I caught wind of this, I was watching Charlie on my cell phone on Facebook, and I was saying to myself, I want to go see this guy. I want to hear this guy speak. And on top of that, before we even get to all the conspiracy stuff, I'm thinking of human beings. How dare you celebrate somebody being shot and dead, killed? This person off. I'm supposed to say off, y'all. This person had kids, had a family, a wife. So you mean to tell me the belief that he has in his mind and he's speaking upon, right? Just speaking. He didn't bash nobody. He didn't punch nobody. He didn't do anything like that. He was just giving his point of view on opinions on how to fix things. And somebody had him off, and you turn around and celebrate that? Oh my goodness, you can't be a good person for that. If there was somebody that stood 100% against what I believe, and they preaching and all this type of stuff, and then they end up being offed, murdered, whatever you want to call it, I still couldn't celebrate that. There has been people, I can't think of nobody right now, that has been beaten, oh my God, or did, finally got locked up or whatever. But I don't think that we should be celebrating somebody leaving this earth. I don't think that we should be choosing who should. That ain't for us. That's for him to decide. So also it was some other things I wanted to say, man. Wait a minute, he gonna get me
They took
something.
another person in custody. This time the description is the opposite of the initial suspect that was arrested.
Well, I mean, one thing we also learned was that the gun wasn't recovered at the scene. So it sounds like he managed to do his pre-operational planning, find that spot, line it up where he thought, his victim would be, take out Kirk with a single bullet.
Dude, you cannot tell me, the more I'm looking at all this, you cannot tell me that this wasn't done professionally. Whoever done this had to have, I don't know, blueprints. They had to know the lay of the land. They had to know where they was going to set up the tent, where this guy's going to be at. You don't just walk up just like you and I. We go into an event and we see the tent. Okay, all of a sudden he's sitting there. Okay, now he's sitting there. Where we gonna go to actually pull the trigger? Nobody. There's no way in the world, man. You're gonna tell me that this wasn't pre-planned. Then they have somebody. We're gonna get into all this. Then they have somebody who actually posted on social media some negative things, and then he said, "Watch what's gonna happen," or whatever wording he used. That's coming up also. So just check this out. And then this is the roof. You can see ladders where you can actually climb on the roof and everything. So let's check this out.
Pack up the weapon, maybe break it down, put it into a smaller bag. If you get off that roof, you have access right to a parking lot where he could have easily gotten into a car and left. In the video canvas, what we don't know. Did they get a good image of him, or was it just the clothing? Were they able to get a license plate reader of a car leaving that took them to a name? But we know there's an individual about 25 years old who's...
No, they didn't get any of that. And because they have the clothing, because you could just see dark clothing from the long distance video footage from everybody. Where are they getting this 25-year-old? Because if they know the average of his age, why are they arresting these two people that's nowhere near that age?
In custody as that person of interest. But this is where it starts, not where it finishes. That means getting, as Evan pointed out, a search warrant for the house, a search warrant for the car. Do you then recover the gun? Can you match the ballistics? They have a lot of work to do tonight. And they have to figure out, was he acting alone? Who else is there? Who's he in communications with? They have a lot of work to do tomorrow, too.
There's no way somebody could be doing this alone. No way somebody could have done this alone. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I'm a loss for words, trying to figure out what in the world is going on. How can my new friend that I just met him, maybe about 5 days I've been watching him only, and then all of a sudden this happens? All right, this FBI director, Kash Patel, he writes, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. We will provide updates when available. Why are you tweeting this, saying that you got the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie is now in custody? We got two people that y'all took in custody. That's not the shooter, and y'all gonna see later on that they let them go. They let the people go, man. So let's continue real quick.
Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with FBI. We will provide updates when able. I mean, like, bro, when you're thanking them for their work, it kind of had the tone of, yeah, like the investigation, it's a wrap. All right, we got our subject in custody. We're going to move forward investigating him.
Now, this is the second person that they put in custody right here. And I got to tell you, man, as soon as I looked at this video, I hope we're going to blow it up a lot so you can really see. This is a zoomed in. And this person is like real far across the street. But I can just look at his clothes with his T-shirt tucked in and let you know that this is not how a 25-year-old dress in today's society. So I don't care what color you are, 9 times, or what area you live in. 9 times out of 10, a 25-year-old is not going to dress like that. That's number one. So let's just go ahead and let this roll.
I think they just found the guy right outside of Carry On. A rifle on this dude's dash. And they just handcuffed him.
But you notice he's not saying anything. He's cooperating.
Shit.
Now look at what he has on, man. This is terrible police work. He has on a white shirt, y'all. Now don't get me wrong. He could have changed his clothes after the situation. I'm trying to make sure I don't say the wrong words. After the pow pow, right? That's how they say it on YouTube. Now, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is, well, he got on. He could have changed his shoes. He does have on black pants. He could have took his top off. So what I was about to say is irrelevant. I agree. Say he don't even have on the clothing to go up and down and do all this Mockman type shooting, but I'm trying to be logical and trying to be smart with all this. It's not a lot of audio. But whoever this guy is, they end up letting him go. He's not the guy.
Y'all. I don't look like no 25-year-old.
Don't look like a 25-year-old. So there's a guy that had a Twitter account or some type of social media account that actually said that something bad was going to happen. I can't remember the exact wording and everything. I'm trying to make sure I don't put words in nobody's mouth and I don't just assume things. But apparently this account has been shut down after this whole incident. This was the day before that he put this up. Now let's check it. Let's take a listen to this right here, man. Let's check this out.
With the assumption the 25-year-old was this transgender dude on Twitter.
Oh, if it's a shooter, baby, the community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So a student is saying this yesterday.
Now, I want to point out definitely that this is two different posts that he did. Yeah, that's two different posts. So he jumped out there and said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Let's just say something big is going to happen. That's the second post right there. Let's just say something big is going to happen. This guy right here must have heard something through the grapevine. He may not have been involved, because if he was involved, because I'm thinking that this was something done professionally. If all the professional people that was involved in this, they wouldn't tweet no stuff like this like a kid. He must have caught wind or something. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going by what I'm thinking.
I find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about trans shooters before he got shot. So FBI, Cash Patel, whoever the fuck this dude is, yeah, I think you should look into this.
Just to say, yep, not there in a second. I agree. Chuck, do you know how?
Now, this is the question that the guy was asking. And as you can see, that's Charlie sitting sideways. This is a weird setup, to be honest. I would have, if I was the director of setting up this event, I think the tent should have been in another location in the first place.
How many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
And then
Seriously, we went on the federal budget here and everything's fine. Okay, now mine is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counts it or not counting gang violence. Great.
So you're going to try and tell me that this student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow. And then the person asking the question was asking about shooters and he gets shot? I'm just saying. And if the shooter is this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfucker.
I really don't think that, I don't know. I mean, I'm just assuming that the shooter's up there. He ain't saying, wait till y'all ask this question and then pull the trigger. I don't think, I think it just so happened that, I mean, you had to ask some type of question. He up there doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, pow, pow, rest in peace, man. I feel so bad. I feel terrible, man. Oh my God, I cannot believe people are celebrating because somebody is no longer with us. How can you put those two things together, celebrating that somebody passed away? That haven't done anything to anybody, just talking. You know, him and his team got a big platform to talk on in the public. Dang, that's scary. That's scary, man. Here we go. Okay, this is the guy. Is this the guy that was, this can't be the same guy that was, wait a minute, y'all. This can't be the same guy that was, nah, that's not the same guy. He got hair, beard, and everything. That is not the same guy. So, all right, here we go. That's not the same guy.
His name is Zechariah Qureshi. And up until about an hour ago, everybody was reporting that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk.
That's crazy, man. Everybody reporting that this is the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Okay, we got him in custody. Oh, my God. Come on, FBI. Y'all got to do a little better than this. Y'all got to do a little better than this.
Come to find out, that's not true. But then Cash Patel came back to Twitter and let us know, yeah, sorry,
Now, here come the FBI. Don't the FBI supposed to be better than the president? I mean, better than the regular police? Better than the president. That's probably where the problem at. Don't the FBI, they supposed to dot their I's and cross their T's real good. And he on Twitter tweeting about, oh, my bad. All right, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Oh, man. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. In interest of transparency. In other words, we putting this information out too fast, even if it's a lie. If we haven't even collected all the facts or anything yet, we're going to put this information out. Now, y'all stay with me for a minute, man, because we're going to show some exactly where he was at and all the good stuff, man. The subject for the horrific shooting today that took place. Okay, that's the first tweet he put up.
We had him. We don't got the shooter, people. The 25-year-old that we had in custody, we released him because he had nothing to do with it. See, Cash Patel took to Twitter and he says, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency.
God dang, man. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So, I want y'all to hear what Trump had to say. Now, I went past another video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play all these videos in this one video, but they are conspiracy theories are already pointing the finger at Trump, saying that Trump sacrificed him to make other things happen and all this type of stuff. And I ain't putting nothing past nobody, man. But you cannot tell me that somebody in the crowd would have did some shooting. I don't see no college students. I don't see people who don't like this guy. I don't think they educated enough to pull off a hit like that. And nobody knows nothing. He had to have people working with him. They had to plan ahead how we going to escape, what route we going to take, where we going to park the car at. This is crazy, man.
Trump gave a speech, that was pushing for unification of America right now.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate.
Good faith, yep.
His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense.
Spread the simple words. How can you get mad over a person in a debate? So mad that you're ready to take their life. How can you do that, man? You got opinion. I got opinion. I don't want to off you because of your opinion, man. That's crazy.
Which he did better than anybody ever.
He was tearing them up. That's one thing I got to admit. He was tearing their tail up. I mean, he was swallowing these people up. Y'all go look at some of his debates. Right or wrong, if he was wrong and they was right, they couldn't even form. They talk like Uncle Mike. Can't even form an opinion. And that was real. I was like, this guy is tearing them up with day information. He was getting the information so fast. I was like, how is this? This must be scripted. It must be set up. He was great. He was very great, man. We keep often taking away our great people, but we let these scumbags and we let all these negative people, we praise them like the P. Diddy's and stuff. How in 30 years he got away? This man just hit my radar 5 days ago, 10 days ago or something. How long has he been preaching and speaking like this? It wasn't no 30 years.
Love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
It was going so good, and then he hit us with, like the division. I do believe language like this is divisive.
Oh, my gracious, man. That is crazy, man. I don't know what to say about this, man. This thing right here. Do we have any more? Okay, yeah, he's going to talk some more. Man, Trump. And there's another video. I haven't even watched it or analyzed it yet, where the guy was saying that they think that Trump had something to do with this, or the Republicans had something to do with this, or whatever. I think that if government can do anything like this, set up, y'all heard the story about when Trump got powed at. It was a setup. It was fake. It wasn't real. Let's say you're right. It wasn't real. And the government is setting up all this bull, because it sure is funny. Somebody is on the roof again. How are you going to have a campus and somebody get on the roof and you don't even know this? What are y'all doing with this security, man? Now, what about the Democrats? If it was the Republicans doing whatever, what about the Democrats? They can hire a professional. They got the money in the backing to get assassin, somebody that can do some professional stuff like this. What about them? I don't know, man. But I do know this. There was something professional going on in this whole situation.
The rhetoric,
and I'm going to prove it to you. Watch.
demonizing and vilifying the left. I don't feel like that would help us as America right now because we need healing, bro. We're too divided.
This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God.
Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Man, if I can see this thing playing out like this. If they find somebody, they've been putting all this work into it. They already know who did it. They paid the person who did it. And then next thing you know, they're going to do their little investigation. And the guy who took the bait, who pulled the trigger, or set this whole thing up or whatever. I'm just allegedly, and I'm speculating. But imagine this. They already know who did it because they paid them to do it. Next thing you know, about a month down the line, a couple of weeks down the line, we have the person in custody. He has all this type of stuff and everything. And the dude like, I've been framed. Man, y'all paid me. What, man, what's up with this? And they trying to get him to do something else that he don't want to do this time. So now they going frame him. And then the whole world go, we got the person who did it. But at the same time, Charlie's gone, man. These are the games that they're playing, man. I don't understand this. Now watch this. Now I'm gonna go to a whole different video, and I want you guys to see this right here. This guy right here put together this video. Jeff Alstow. He says that he normally don't do these type of videos. Wait a minute, hold up, y'all. I gotta give him a thumbs up. Check this out, man. I'm gonna let it run.
What's that?
These kids was being videoed. They was being videoed, and all of a sudden they heard the gunshot. And of course, when you see everybody running, I'm going to run. Yeah, so everybody's running, you know, so this is
In
like...
America over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
The shooting and assassination of Christian apologist Charlie Kirk is sure to stir up controversy. So today we want to take a look at the scene that happened and unfolded today. And
now watch the police officer. This is the part that kills me. Everybody keeps saying this is the first person they had in custody. The first person they had in custody, even when the police was walking him out, they said this is not the guy who did the orphan pow. I don't think you can say, I forgot what word you can't use, but this is not the person. That's what he said. Watch this.
to determine where the shooter was.
They didn't know.
Normally we cover engineering.
Yeah, normally they cover engineering and stuff like that.
Some of the scenarios that happen.
So I'm trying to
zoom into the exact spot where, and it happened right here in this plaza. So this is the UVU courtyard.
Now he's talking about the courtyard and everything, but at the same time, the locations, this is a weird way that they set this whole thing up in the first place. Because I'm trying to show exactly where Okay, take a look at this green barrel right here. That's very important. So
was captured by two witnesses who probably a few minutes before the shooting, we don't know exactly when, but it shows what we think might be the shooter.
On the roof. This shows exactly where the shooter was at on the roof. And we think, look at there. Look at that right there. They're saying they zoomed in, and next thing you know, they're thinking that this is the shooter. But they don't know. I mean, it just so happened that they caught this on their camera.
Ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa, from over there, ran in. And
the shooter ran.
Just saying.
Okay, so if you look at the campus here, and I'm going to set our street view right here. So I think they were here on Campus Drive, and I believe the guys were probably in this parking lot or walking along this sidewalk going this way. Now, if you zoom in here,
you can see
the
that
green box
that green
shows
box
up in
again.
the video. And I believe they were looking down this sidewalk past the Sparks Automotive building here and over to the Losey building, which I believe the guy was right here that they saw prone, lying down right over here. So if you...
Now, that right there, let me know right there that some type of expert, marksman or whatever, somebody expert did that. And they had a couple of people, once you shoot, you can get a getaway and be able to get out of here. So it's going to be more to this, man. I'm going to move forward a little bit because he was actually, he's just going over a lot of this ground stuff. So, all right, here we go.
And then Charlie's tent was set up right here. So all the crowd was pretty much gathered in this area. And then there was people up on the top around all these different areas here overlooking it. Now, it's interesting that some of the views that I saw from potentially over here, people turned their heads to the right when they heard.
Yeah, a lot of people was turning their heads to the right and stuff. So, see, where the shooter was sitting on this roof right here, let me zoom in, right here on the roof, it's like they had this tent sideways. I'm thinking they should have had the tent facing out to the diamond. Here we go, y'all. Here we go.
This way, and he was pretty much situated almost in line with this sidewalk, I would say, right here like this. And so the shooter, from what we can tell from the videos, if it is the shooter, would have been sitting right up here in this corner part of the roof and easily had a line of sight right down to Charlie's neck. And certainly when we saw the video of the shooting there, as you can see, people who were standing back in here in this area, they looked to the right. You're in this area where shots are going to be reverberating all over the place, and it may be hard for people to tell where it came from, but most people seem to turn their heads to the right this way. Okay, now let me show you the video that probably shows the shooter after the fact.
Now this video right here, you would have to blow it up and know what you're looking at or know what you're looking for and see the person moving, because it's so far away. You have to, the camera caught it, but the camera is not focusing enough on it to actually let you know that it's a person, so to speak.
Beginning of it, because maybe you didn't notice this, because it's going to show what I believe is likely to be the shooter. So when it pans over here, watch this roof right over here in the background. That's that building. So remember, the video was shot from in here, right above Charlie's head. Charlie was right here. And then this is the building right here. See the Losey Center. So the person was right here. And it looks like he might have been running around over here where we lose sight of him. Okay, so right here in this frame from the video taken on the second floor right above Charlie's head, there's what's most likely the shooter right there. And you're going to watch him going this way, and he'll disappear behind this part of the roof. So watch as we pan over. See, he's moving now. He's getting closer and closer to that.
That is definitely somebody
and
moving.
As we pan over, you're going to see him get closer and closer to the left. And he's going to hide right behind that thing there. So he's probably running to his access point or however he got up on that roof. And then there's the crowd dispersing there. And here I slowed it down 5x for you and zoomed in so you can get a little bit clearer view of him running on the roof. And there's the best we can see from this view, but I'm sure there's got to be some security cameras that might have captured him. Now I want to show you this life.
That is definitely not a. At first, it looks like, and I'm looking at it on. I have a very big screen, also, y'all. At first, it looked like just something on the roof that's moving along with the camera, so to speak. Does that make sense? But the more you look at it, the more you can tell that whatever it is, it's changing. It's changing as it moves, and then all of a sudden it drops down. It disappears. So that right there is incredible.
His driving channel here on YouTube, and this is Adam Bartholomew. I believe that's how you pronounce him. And he had shot some video there. He was doing a live stream, and I'm going to show you some of what he's done here, where he's captured the building in the background. And you're going to catch a glimpse of the LOC building right there. See, this is at the LC. So I would think that the shooter was probably either here or up here. There is a way to get up to this level easily from this ladder. You could climb this ladder and then be right here, but it might be a little bit too visible from people who might be in these windows, so I can't really tell the architecture of whether they could see or not. But
Right.
let's follow it around here a little bit as he moves, and you're going to see he's going to get a little bit better view of the building. He's walking around to go try to find protesters. And so he's backing away from the scene where the crowd is waiting for Charlie to come out. And so right here is where you get a much better view of what's going on. So if the shooter was going to be up here on this part of the roof, it looks like they can get access to it from way over here. This was his likely point of access, was coming up here and running across the roof, kind of like Thomas Crooks did before he shot President.
Right, but everybody is talking about how he got up. Once the incident occurred, how did he get down fast enough not to get caught and get into a vehicle and leave the premises? That's the main thing right there.
Trump, my money says the guy was on one of these two spots here. And I'll put a link to this video down below. Now watch here, because he was interviewing these guys when the shots rang out. And the building that the shooter would have been from is behind this building, down the sidewalk.
Sir, are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
No, it's crowded. It's just, there's just so much stuff. Before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be...
Don't legalize.
What was that? He just got shot! Holy
They are
Okay,
gone.
So the building is back around over here off to the left.
There's been a shooting. There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots.
That dude
So the
gone.
building is back here behind these trees.
Mm-hmm.
My son is down there.
People running across the water. Did y'all see that? People are running across the water.
We heard shots.
So the building is back here.
Look at the water right there. This is water, y'all. People are saying, forget that, I'm getting out of there.
Behind these trees.
My son is down there. He says that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck. We have multiple eyewitnesses saying that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck and that they saw blood spray.
So if I measure from where we think the shooter may have been laying prone, somewhere right around here, to where Charlie's tent was located somewhere around here, this distance appears to be about 433 feet, which is about 144 yards. And if any of you saw my videos on the Trump assassination attempt in 2024, you remember that the Trump shooter was located almost, ironically, almost the same distance, about 133 yards. So here's a view of the courtyard where they were at. And of course, Charlie was down here in the tent over here, sort of facing along the line of this sidewalk. But here's the building, and this is where I think that the shooter may have been located.
If the shooter was there and they hit him on the side of the neck, they hit him on the side of the neck and he fell this way, that means he wasn't facing toward this. I'm sorry, he wasn't facing toward this. he was facing the opposite way.
That would have been the easiest spot for him to be, where he can be somewhat secluded and not too many people notice him, except for the guys that might have seen him on the video there. And then he had a good clean line of sight all the way down to here. Now right here is a zoom in on the Losi building. This is from a drone view, and as you can look up there on the upper right hand corner of the roof, that is where the shooter was likely sitting at. And so this is the spot where I think he may have been here. So this gives you a better view of like where these ladders are and how he could have gotten up there. See, here's the sign that says Losi Center right here. So they must have cameras somewhere, maybe inside, that may have captured the person. I mean, he had to have gotten up there somehow. And I don't know if any of these doors here lead up to the roof or not. But certainly he could have gotten up there from any of these other spots here. So that's what the police and the FBI need to look into to figure out how this guy got up there. So if you were the shooter and you were here, Charlie Kirk is here. And
okay, now he's going to explain how once he gotten down, he couldn't have went through those ladders going down, because while you on that ladder going down, too many people out there, they're gonna see you and say, after a gunshot, look, there goes somebody climbing down. He must have did the offing.
And runs into the back neighborhood, which would be really foolish, because you want to be able to get out of there as quickly as possible. So my money says he had a car waiting here, gets in the car and maybe goes this way. Zoom out a bit and just gets off of the campus and either goes into the local area here or finds a way to get onto the interstate, possibly a little bit further up the road there, but it looks like it's a long ways up there before he could get on there. Yeah, see right here. So I would think this would be how he could escape if he wants to get out of Dodge quickly. The FBI has already arrested 2 people and released them. So as far as we know right now, there's no shooter in custody.
They arrested 2 people and they released 2 people. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think. I think that there's something real fishy again. I try not to be a conspiracy theory. I try my best not to. I try to have fun doing these cases and different things. This is too sad for me. There's one more person, and I'm just gonna make this real quick. And the brother said, I really like what he said about,
because what a sad life to only do for the people that you expect, to only live for yourself.
This guy right here, man, shout out to him, man, Will Evans. I was watching what he was saying on this, and he said, man, I'm not as proud of my skin as you are. And he probably used some different words. I don't glorify my skin color like you do, man. I'm a human. And that's me. I'm like, dang, he hit it right on the head. You know, people running around talking about all this black power. Then if you putting your race up, that means you got to be putting somebody else's down because you think you better than other races. You know, I think men are better than women. No, I don't think that. I'm just playing. I think women are very beautiful. I think women are the most beautiful thing on this earth. And I think men should worship women. I think we should step aside and help women as much as possible as men. You feel me? As men. But I think that a lot of people, and I got I want to close with this right here. I actually did a screenshot of a somebody left a comment, man, and daggone, rest in peace to this brother, man. I think he was doing a great job. The left don't like that Charlie was making college students think rather than blindly accepting the left situation as education. Accepting, he was making college people think. I know one thing. He had Uncle Mike thinking. If you was to erase everything you was taught, like the moon, y'all know people saying that they saying that the moon was fake. How in the world this dude gonna call? He called from a regular landline, the president, and called the people in space. What? And then the people saying things like, if he the first person on the moon, who was there shooting? Somebody had to shoot him getting off the daggone. Who put the camera out there? And all this stuff. And oh man, all kinds of stuff they were saying. And I'm like, well, they got a point there. You got a point. So if you was to erase everything that you've been taught and you believe, erase it, and then listen to what Charlie had to say, you'll say, damn, he got a good point there. That makes sense. It's a great point. He was making too many great points. And people was like, nah, man, that ain't true. One of the things that he said that really caught my attention was when he would ask black people to come up to the mic and ask them, well, what is it that I can do that you can't do? And they always want to revert back to before they was born, before I was born, before Charlie was born. And so he's saying that I don't think white people today should suffer for what they thought was right back then and they did wrong to my people. Why should they pay? And why should we benefit for what they did? I wasn't even born. My parents weren't even born. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And I'm 59. Man, my parents wasn't around. They was around when they was, what, white and black. I need to ask my mother about that. White only water fountains, black only water fountains, and things like that. I think they was little kids when that happened. I'm going to sit down and talk to her about that. But my point is this. There's a lot of black people or gay people that don't like the fact of the matter is you need to pick yourself up and believe in yourself, and you need to pick yourself up and do for yourself, especially when anybody can go to college, especially when the chances for a black person to get into a college is lowered. The chances of a black person becoming an airline pilot, the standards are now lowered so they can get in. I don't think that's the answer. That's just my opinion. I don't think that's the answer. And I think Charlie had a lot of great points, man. And because he had great points, that make more of a point, because if you don't like a person's point, you don't just off them like that, man. That's a shame. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Rest in peace. Peace out.